I was talking about when I got down to writing unit in Florence, Arizona, and I got there and my first cousin was there, and I didn't know that. In fact, my first cousin was the first inmate that I encountered when I got there. His name is Larry, and that's my aunt Eula's son. And Larry was there, and Larry worked in the intake processing part where inmates go and they hold the little name picture board and stand by the height board, get their ID and all that type of stuff, and then they get assigned to a unit and a cell. And so he was the first one telling me, hey, he was like, I don't know which cell they plan on putting you in. He was like, but if they try to put you with a white or a Mexican, he was like, refuse to go into the cell. He was like, otherwise it's gonna cause problems down here. And so I was like, all right, well, whatever. So they ended up putting me in with this other black dude. So anyway, he saw my last name. He had already saw my last name when I was on the way. My cousin did, because he had access to the paperwork. So he sees also that I'm from Nebraska. I'm an interstate compact inmate from Nebraska. So he knows that my mom and family is up here in Nebraska. And he knows her last name. I got her last name, her and my dad's last name. I got my dad's last name. So he was just like, I think he named one of my siblings. He either named one of my siblings. No, he asked about my mom. He said, your last name Hope. He said, Mary Hope? I said, that's my mom. He said, what? He said, Mary Hope is my aunt. And I was like, how is she your aunt? And he was like, Eula? He said, Aunt Eula is my mama. And so that's my aunt. So anyway, that was crazy. So then because he worked in the intake, he had access to the person who assigns cell assignments. When you get put in a cell, who you gonna get put in a cell with, whatever. So then he got me moved. He got me moved into the cell with him, and so we stayed celled up for a couple of years. And anyway, that was my first experience in getting to an actual prison yard besides the processing unit Alhambra. And so anyhow, I was there. So on my second day, I go out to the rec yard, and it just seemed weird. As I'm going out there, it just seemed, the atmosphere seemed weird. And next thing you know, we on the rec yard, and a little riot starts. Excuse me, a little riot starts, and they rioting over weight equipment. Who I think it was whose turn was it to have the bench? Is it the Hispanics? Is it the blacks, the whites? Whose turn is it to have the weight bench? And they out there rioting about this, you know what I'm saying? And dudes is running around with shanks and all this nonsense or whatever. So eventually the guards get control of the situation, and they got us going back to our housing units, and the cameras were recording, so they were about to start sifting through inmates to see who was actively involved, and so they can deal with them. And so anyway, as we're in a whole herd of inmates, we're going. This inmate, now mind you, I've been there for one day. This inmate gonna come up to me and get real close to me and say, here, take this. And I look down at it, and it's a shank. And it's about 8 inches long. And it got tape all over the end and everything. Just a pointy just a pointy metal rod. And he tried to give it to me. I said, I don't want that. What you want me to do with that? He said, flush it down your toilet. He said, because they're going to check me. He said, the guards is going to check me when I get up to the building. I said, you flush it down your toilet or you throw it. I ain't taking that, So anyway, that's just still crazy. I still think about that. That's just crazy. So anyway, I don't know how that situation turned out, but that was my first day there. So I got a lot to say about that compound. So I'll pop back on here in a little bit. I got to get some stuff from the store.